Halloween Kills, which was created and made by the same team of developers that made the first Halloween reboot, which the Halloween reboot was basically retconning everything having to do with post first Halloween from 1978. And the Halloween reboot was basically the direct sequel 40 years later from the first one, the original one. Now we get Halloween Kills, which is a direct sequel from the Halloween reboot. And the Halloween reboot, for me, had a lot of flaws, although it was still a decently made and shot film. Not a lot of things in the film made a whole lot of sense, and there were some scenes that were extremely cliche and ultra predictable. But for the most part, the Halloween reboot was made well, at the very least. Halloween Kills starts with essentially that same premise. It's made extremely well in the intro, but even in the intro and throughout the entire film, every single character is stupid. There's not a single character in Halloween Kills that has even an ounce of smarts or anything in them. No wits, nothing. Even when a character is holding a gun, they do not know at all how to use it. They don't know anything basic about holding a gun even. And Halloween Kills is literally just trying to be an action epic. It's not really a horror film. There are some scenes of horror in it, but they are very, very bare and very, very minimum. Now, the best part for me of Halloween Kills, I will say, is the intro. The plotting of the intro, when they're deepening the lore of Michael Myers and the town, they execute the intro very well in that aspect. Outside of that, how they're getting from point A to point B to point C with plot devices. Say a character stumbles on another character who's dying on the brink of death, and they literally just got done using their cell phone to leave a voicemail for their friend who ultimately ended up dead from the first Halloween reboot. And right after that voicemail, they find the person laying on the ground dying, and their very first reaction is to scream to the woods for help, even though they could have just picked up their phone for a second time and dialed 911. That was the start of the stupidity that is Halloween Kills. The intro is shot and filmed well, and I think outside of the character plot devices, I think that the writing is actually pretty good for the intro. It deepens the lore of the town, of Michael, of a lot of it. But then you get, after the intro, you get the credit sequences for the beginning. And then it starts with, I guess, a prelude then of the town currently, of basically getting together Halloween night back when the Halloween reboot happened, and everybody's at a bar from the original Halloween. They're all grown up and everything, and talking about basically the nights that happened in the Halloween, the original one. And then after that scene, that's when Halloween Kills' main story starts, whenever it's Laurie Strode and her family riding off kind of into the sunset, but it's in darkness after they set her house aflame with Michael Myers in the basement. And that scene alone is another one that I think is actually excellently well filmed and well written. There's not really a lot of dialogue. It's just them riding off into the night with fire trucks on their way to clean up the house. And all you hear are panicky screams from the Strode family of, no, don't let it burn. And then after that, the firefighters get there and they try to fix the situation. They try to bring down the house, bring down the flames, and then they find out that, there's a mass murderer in the basement. And yes, they all end up getting killed off one by one and then group by group. And there was randomly a quick petition trying to ban this film just because firefighters were getting mass slaughtered in this film, all in a scene. And I hate to break it to you guys, but this is not new, okay? People of law, people of duty, they've been getting killed and mass murdered in film for decades. Maybe at this point, even a century. This is not new. I don't understand how people are so fragile about things nowadays, especially when it comes to film. Okay, if there's a film that glorifies or shows off like a rape scene or something, it's not new. It's exploring dark territory, and if you feel uncomfortable about like a rape scene or firefighters getting mass murdered, that's the point. The point is for you to feel uncomfortable, feel unsettled with the scene. Now, with that being said, that scene itself and everything having to do with after that scene, all terrible. Like I said, that scene alone with the firefighters starts off this action epic film that's supposed to be a horror film. Granted, they do have some horror sequences sprinkled here and there. Mostly in the intro, sometimes later on in the film, but they're not enough. There are just not enough horror sequences at all. This is just an action film through and through. And I honestly liked the reboot Halloween. I thought, there were some violent sequences, but there were also some well-filmed sequences where it brought out some horror-esque elements. Halloween Kills just doesn't care about horror. Halloween Kills only cares about the second word in the title, kills. Really not even Halloween. Like, again, there are some parts in the writing sprinkled where people reference it being Halloween, but take away those parts and it's literally just a bunch of slaughterings. This is an R-rated action film. That's all this is. And there are some parts in Halloween Kills where they're trying to break the fourth wall of the Halloween series and franchise and horror in all, but everything is just so lazily put together. It's horribly edited. It feels so poorly rushed. It feels so badly rushed. It's like the directors and the writers were just so conflicted with, do we want a horror or do we want an action? Well, we want more of an action. We can put in some horror. And doing so, they completely lose their identity. Not just in film, but also with how you make a film. Halloween Kills, I honestly can say, is just as bad as Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And I really loved Rob Zombie's first Halloween reboot. And I absolutely hated his Halloween 2. They just mass murdered the characters in the lore. In this sequel, Halloween Kills, it's the same. They completely betray characters. The one redeeming aspect of it is they do kind of deepen the lore of Halloween with the intro and the continuation of the intro and the storylines. But overall, Halloween Kills is brain dead. It's stupid. The characters, the writing, even the direction, the editing, everything about this film is stupid. It's honestly not even entertaining. It's not. The intro was intriguing with the lore, the deepening of the lore. But again, that's brought down by the stupid character choices. The plot devices in the characters just made no sense. it was all just so stupidly written. Everything about Halloween Kills is stupid. Even the acting, it's very bland. And when you're supposed to think and expect everybody to be over the top, it's just so badly executed and badly edited. You don't care about any of it. Halloween Kills, for me, I was thinking a 5, but it's not even a 5. Halloween Kills is a 4 out of 10. Thank you.